guys, it's your girl Amber and we are back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be switching it up a little bit. I want to talk about autism awareness, and things like that. I have talked about this before in the past with my 7-year-old son, and I wanted to kind of dive into some details in regards to that, as well as maybe get anybody's feedback into what they see as being autism in their own child. So I wanted to go ahead and open up this conversation on my YouTube video, because I have seen some different YouTubers do some autism stuff. So I wanted to open up my YouTube to a conversation of autism, and maybe get some of your guys' feedbacks or personal opinions or things like that into, you know, if you're dealing with kids who have autism, if you have autism, you know, mom, dad, grandparents, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, and nephews. I wanted to go ahead and get everybody's feedback and opinion. If you're not yet a subscriber, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell button so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And I do want to thank you for coming back to my channel. Today is April 9th, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, Friday, April 9th. It is 8:11, and as you see, my kids are in the background here, and this is my workstation. And my little babies are in the background. So yes, so like I was saying, I know I have talked about this previously before in the past. I have yet to hear back from somebody who actually diagnosed kids or adults with autism. I'm still waiting to hear back. The list is pretty long here where I live to get your child evaluated. So I am still waiting to hear back from that. But in the meantime, I did want to go ahead and get your guys' opinions and or personal thoughts into autism and things like that. So my first sign of autism, because autism is different for different children, so I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion on my child and how he's reacting and how I feel like these signs may be caused by autism. Again, I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be. I'm not out here trying to say, yes, my son has autism, because I don't know. I don't know what the signs are. I don't know if he completely has it, maybe has it. He's on some form of spectrum of it. I don't know. So this is my way of getting everybody's advice, everybody's opinion, and my way of putting out there what I'm personally going through with my child. So sign number 1, he has officially been diagnosed with a sensory disorder. That has been official. I took him to the local, the place here that does diagnose your kids with different things. So he has officially been diagnosed with a sensory disorder. Now, for those of you who don't know, or maybe do know what a sensory disorder is, it's where things just, like, things don't feel right to the touch, to different things like that. Now, in my son's particular case, he goes from about, like, when normal people go from about here to here because they get irritated, my son goes from about here all the way to up here when things just don't feel right. In particular, I'm referring to socks. The socks that have little bumps on them, he goes from this to this. If the sock has a bump on it, he gets very frustrated. And I know to a lot of people, they're probably like, that's not a big deal. But to a child who has a sensory problem, that is a huge big deal, because they don't know that you can just take the sock off and it feels better. To them, it's all about being able to balance, and he doesn't know how to balance that. He doesn't know that he can just take the sock off and it feel fine. He puts the sock on, he feels that bump, and he immediately freaks out. My son does do well with, like, slime and things of that nature. He loves that type of stuff. Another problem he has with the sensory is, like, shirts. If a shirt just doesn't have the right fabric to it, again, we probably go from here to here when it comes to things that don't feel right on our body. When he feels something that doesn't feel right on his body, he goes from about here to here. Right? He does not like it. He freaks out. When I say freak out, I don't mean like, oh my gosh, get it off of me. I mean, like, has a total meltdown over the situation. And another thing is, you know, just, I'm trying to think, because I mean, when it's in the moment, you notice it, but like as you talk about it, sometimes things slip your mind. I'm trying to think of some other things, like, some things. Oh, he can play with the fidget spinner. those things are real for kids that have those type of disorders. The fidget spinners and things like of that nature really do help him. And he really zones in and focuses on that if that works out. He loves to play with the PlayStation paddles. Even if the PlayStation's not on and currently working, he loves to play with the paddle. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to move on to the next thing. His social skills. Now, he is a very social child. He loves to meet new people. He loves to play with other kids. He does like that. But with him, if he doesn't want to play with you or he wants to be left alone by other people or other kids and you don't, he gets very defensive very fast. He can go from wanting to play with you and being just fine to getting irritated and not wanting to play with you. And it heightens for him, because it's like you can, want to play with him and want to be his friend, but like once he wants left alone, he wants left alone. And that has gotten him into trouble at his daycares before previously in the past. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I posted quite a few videos in regards to him. He did get kicked out of a daycare before because of his behavior. He was throwing chairs, throwing tables. When kids would want to play with him and he, wouldn't want to play with them, he'd get very angry at the children, very angry if people didn't leave him alone. So I don't know if that goes into anything with the autism. Again, I'm not a professional, so I'm asking your advice or your opinion. But he can play with other kids just fine. But once he wants left alone, he's kind of at that point of no return. He wants left alone. Another thing that I've kind of did a little research on a little bit is electronics. Kids with autism can really zone in on electronics and things like that. My son, he is very big on his tablet, on his phone, on his Nintendo Switch, on his PlayStation. He is very big on those things. But once things don't work for him, like say he can't figure out a button, he can't figure out that it needs charged, he can't figure out, what something is that doesn't work, he goes from about here to here really fast. And it's not, let me ask for help. It's not, let me bring it to somebody to get their help on it. It's from here to here really, really, really fast. So again, I don't know if that's a form of autism. I don't know if that's a form of anything. This is just my personal opinion when I see with him. So there's quite a other things. His speech, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but my son is in speech therapy every Thursday. And then he also does speech at his school because his speech for a 7-year-old is delayed quite a bit. He can form sentences just fine. But once he gets into maybe a really long sentence, he doesn't know how to slow it down. He doesn't know how to pace himself. He gets to talking and then his speech kind of just is like this. It's like he goes from talking regular, consistent, and then it kind of goes like this, and then all the words get just piled up together, and then he gets very frustrated. He doesn't know how to bring it down a couple notches. He screams a lot. He yells a lot just for no reason. No reason at all, out of nowhere. And I know you're probably like, a lot of kids do that, but he just does it a lot out of nowhere. He'll be sitting there playing the game, and he'll just scream. Or he'll be playing, with other kids and he'll just yell and scream. It's a lot of, yelling and screaming out of nowhere. So again, I don't know if that's a form of autism. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm waiting to hear back from the professionals and things like that. But I'm just opening up my YouTube to express how my 7-year-old acts and what I see that could possibly be forms of autism and things like that. So again, there's probably more things that'll come to mind after I'm done making this video. But as of right now, that's all I can really think of, just with his sensory, with his speech, with his interaction with kids, with his electronic devices, different things like that, screaming and yelling just out of nowhere. Those type of things is what I see that may be a form of autism. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not a professional. I don't know how to diagnose this stuff. I'm just looking for personal opinions, personal experiences that you may have had with family members that have had autism, or if you yourself experience autism and these might be signs that you heard about or you experienced at an early age. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head out of here because I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to know, you know, what people's personal opinions are, what their experiences. So I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. If you're not yet a subscriber, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell button so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you for coming back. I do definitely appreciate you here at the AD family. And I hope to see you in my next video. And you have a great rest of your day. Bye.